Of course, because nothing is surprising anymore. The next thing you see is the fucking Rock running for president, and that guy might actually become president. I don't know. That guy's achieved so much in life.
Yeah, that guy's buff as hell. That's all that matters.
He deserves everything that he has achieved in life. that guy is like on another level.
But maybe not the presidency. But the things he does have, I know he's worked for them.
Yeah,
the presidency, maybe not.
Yeah, it's like affordable healthcare would be nice, but also like I just want a president that's buff. You know?
That's buff as hell. Like who can actually go toe to toe with another president in a fight.
Yeah, it's like no one is talking about this.
What is up, you guys, and welcome back to another Firefire podcast over here today. Today, guys, we have a very, very special guest with us today. Her name is Venice Ohleyer. She is a senior at Columbia, but my favorite aspect about her is that she's a comedian. And comedians these days is something that I've needed because I have been burnt out, stressed, fucking bawling over this podcast because we've been doing this for 78 episodes straight today. And guys, it is my honor to tell you that after today's episode, we're going to be taking a break for a very, very long time because we need it. 78 episodes straight.
A couple weeks, y'all.
No. We'll see however long it is. We have been doing this for a very long time. Thank you all for the support. We have hit a huge milestone. We're past 500 subscribers. So thank you so much to each and every one of you that has subscribed. And on to that. And speaking of subscribing, Salman, take over the plug. Then we
yeah, guys, please hit that like and subscribe button. This is the last time for a little time you're gonna hear that coming from me. So do it. Yeah. Do it for us. Do it for Venice.
Do it for
Venice.
And
on that note, last chance.
Yeah, it's your last chance. That button's gonna disappear. We're gonna get rid of it.
Yeah, it's bittersweet.
But hey, Venice. So here's what I want to hear first. How did your interest in comedy start, and how did you decide to pursue that, and like to what extent while still being like a student?
Okay, I feel like when you hear comedians talk about like their childhood, they're always like, oh, I was like kind of the class clown and I like broke all the rules and like didn't really fit in, but I like always made people laugh.
I actually expect comedians to have a very traumatic past. I don't know why. I feel like they would use comedy as an outlet to fucking deal with their traumas. Like that's what I expect in my head before.
Yeah, exactly. Except like I was not funny and I loved school and I was like a rule follower and like nothing. I would say like no substantial trauma. So what am I doing, you might ask?
What are you doing?
I don't know. I don't really know why I wanted to get into it. I just always have really liked comedy, and I think I went to a performing arts high school in New York. Okay. Oh, you may have heard of it. It's called LaGuardia. You may have heard of it because skinny star Timothy Chalamet, sorry not to body shame him, I don't know what he's like kind of he's like, I feel like he's like frail e-boy fame. Timothy Chalamet went there, so now people know what LaGuardia is, but it's like the show Fame was based on it, whatever. Okay, anyway.
Okay,
that's cool, but also like
in certain circles in certain circles they're like, oh, you went to LaGuardia, and in most circles people say, oh, the airport, and I say no.
That's what I thought.
No. Yeah, so I went for theater, and then I think I always like secretly wanted to do comedy, but that's like very scary. And only now even sort of I feel confident enough to be like, yeah, I do comedy. And I sort of have gotten over the fear of people being like, oh, tell us a joke. And I'll be like, no, I'm not going to do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think there was a period where I was like,
this close. I was this close to asking you. I was this close. But I was like, nope, that's the one thing you don't ask comedians. That's the one fucking thing you don't ask them. You don't ask them to be funny. You don't ask them to tell you a joke. Like it's just like asking a singer to sing on the spot. It's fucking awkward as hell. Like, it's just something that doesn't happen. It has to be natural and everything. But yeah, regardless, I was this close.
You gotta nip it in the bud. Yeah, no, so I feel like I've gotten confident enough with myself just to be like, no.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Or to just be like, you know, if it comes up in conversation with someone and like it's just a serious conversation, I'll be like, yeah, I'll be like, yeah, I do comedy, and I'll be like, that's why I've been like so hilarious these past few minutes.
Crazy.
That's amazing. But
In
I think the
you know,
coolest
very
part,
deadpan way.
I think like the coolest part is that at some point you probably made like that conscious decision where you decided to say, okay, yeah, I am a comedian. I am actually seriously kind of at least somewhat pursuing this. And
Yeah.
like how'd you get there? Like was it like a switch that flipped, or was it just like you look back and you were like, huh, I guess I am a comedian?
It's so funny. I remember like very big deal last like or maybe the summer after freshman year of college, like thinking about on Instagram whether to put, you know how you can make your Instagram like a business?
The bio.
And
Comedian
you can put, like,
slash influencer slash board
I was, like,
changer.
I made it a business a while ago because it's fun and you can see when people like send your posts and like save them and you're like, why are you
Analytics?
saving this? That's very
Analytics?
strange. Yes, you could
Yeah.
say analytics, some say. But I was like, I remember this one week where I went back and forth and I was like, put comedian, and then I like changed it. And I think right now it says news personality, so it's like something dumb and random. But like, I think what
Is that
happened,
part
I
of
think
the
I
joke? Is that part of the shtick? Like is that part of your like whole thing? Like, you know, news slash reporter slash journalist. Is that
it's
part
not,
of
but
your thing?
I think it's just like me. It's just like it's sort of me like trying to not take myself too seriously, but at the same time
Yeah.
be like I am taking
It's like that
myself
ironic
seriously.
comedy. It's like an ironic form of comedy where it's like, yeah, I'm doing something.
Yeah, like I guess like I'm sort of trying. No, I think it was
Yeah.
just like over time, like you do like things that are like I remember I wrote a scene in high school that I performed for one of my acting classes, and it was like a comedy, and it was very like, and at that point I was like, oh, I'm just want to try and write a scene, and then we performed it, and I was like, that was like the best feeling ever, like performing something that I wrote that was like
Yeah.
people found funny. But at that point I wasn't like, oh, I want to be a comedian, but I was like, I want to write comedy. And then like
I have one question to ask you.
Yeah.
I have one question. I feel like you struggle with this because I struggle with this as well. Did you struggle with the timing of calling yourself a comedian? Because I've been doing art and design all my life, but I did not know when to call myself a designer or an artist. I was like, I'm not good enough to call myself a designer yet, or am I good enough? I don't know when. Because when you're an engineer, you have a certification that tells you you're an engineer. When you're a doctor, you have a certification that tells you when you can call yourself a doctor. When you're a fucking comedian or an artist, when do we do it, guys? Like, do we write comedian when we first get on stage? Do we write comedian when we get our first 50 people, or when we get the first 100 people consistently to watch
The
our
first
shit?
time,
When do you
first
do
time
it?
someone laughs at your joke. You know, like,
But then but here's the thing: you don't know whether they're laughing at you or with you. You got to have a good, you know, a
I
good.
mean, they're professional comedians where, you know, you don't laugh with them, you laugh at them. And if someone can make a career out of that, I'd say that makes you a comedian.
Hell yeah.
I feel like when I realized I was desperate enough to be content, like if someone was laughing at me or with me, I was like, that's what it takes to be a comedian, is like, I don't care, I just want you to be laughing.
Damn.
Not
Damn.
desperate is like an exaggeration, but just like I was like, oh my god, I actually don't, I'm like, if you're laughing at me, my brain is like buzzing, like I'm like, great.
Yeah. Also,
It's-
one question that I like to delve into with all our guests is that I like to like, you know, get deeper into their journey. So Venice, you seem like a fairly extroverted person from what I can tell in the 5 minutes we've talked. Like
Sure.
like that's what I'm assuming. I don't know. I could be very, very wrong. You're 21 years old right now. You are very accomplished and very, very young, and you are in a great place. What were you like in high school? What were you like in high school? What was Venice Ohleyer like in high school? Was she the shy kid? Was she the really talkative kid who used to always go up on stage and just make everybody laugh? What was the scene? Like, tell us the nitty-gritty details of your personality, and we want to know you in that way.
Okay, well, I think the important context is, again, that I went to an arts high school, so it was
Yeah.
a very distorted reality in which I, as a theater major, was among the popular kids. Like the theater major
Damn.
was like the cool
Damn.
major to have.
Damn,
and
that was a
is
cool major to
simply
have. Oh.
a messed up reality that is completely not reflected anywhere else.
I see.
So that was interesting.
Salman and I were also in theater, but like we were like in this weird middle ground where we weren't the worst kids of the batch, but we also weren't the upper tier. So like we were in this weird middle sandwiched section that and we were the theater kids.
Yeah. So I was kind of in a similar position in which like, well, so for my high school you have to audition in 8th grade, and it's like an insane process, and it's like hard to get into, and you have to, it's like this all day thing. And so like there were 99 drama majors in my grade, and there was like 600 kids in the grade in total, blah blah blah. But so you go and you all are like capable of acting fairly well in some way, but then like as you move through it, you start to pick out like who are the kids that are like going to be actors. Like there's someone in my grade who's on Broadway right now, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. And then I would say it's like 50-50. Then there's like the other half of people that like acting but maybe want to do something else in the arts, want to go into like management or they just want to do something completely unrelated.
Completely different,
So I definitely was not like one of the best actors, but I was like fine with that because I was like, I don't think I want to be an actor. But I was like type A, like academic all the way. Like I was in AP chemistry, and that was like at an art school, and so that was sort of like
that's pretty cool.
my vibe. That's
chemistry.
One way to think about it is cool. But yeah, I don't know. My school like had the craziest Halloweens ever because it was an art school too, and I'm obsessed with Halloween. I like wrote my Common App essay about Halloween, which is disgusting. Really? And
I want to fucking hear it. Wait, it's disgusting. I want to hear it even more now.
No, it's not disgusting. I'm just like, that's disgusting that I wrote that. Like to be fair, I don't think anyone wrote a Common App essay and like to this day is like, fuck yeah, like that's good.
Common App essays were
mine
sob
was pretty
stories.
Good. Mine was pretty good.
I don't know. A lot of them were just sob stories that were exaggerated, but that's just kind of what colleges want.
No, I know. I mean, you have to play the game, but then it's like immediately once you're out of that like hellhole of applications, you're like, this person is disgusting. Like this personality that I created is like hard. Like it was,
Venice.
Yes.
At the end of the day, you go into fucking Dartmouth, then now you're in Columbia. Dude, you can't call yourself fucking disgusting over that. You made it.
I'm sure it was like the best essay we've ever read.
Yeah.
It definitely was not that, but it was like enough,
Guys, in today's new segment, we're going to be reading Venice's Common App essay. She's pulling it up right now. It's about Halloween. She sent it to us earlier.
I'm sure you can fill in the blanks. It's just some extended metaphor about how I love Halloween and how I I commit to my passions and serve the community and am creative.
How did you serve the community? I want to hear that bull crap.
That went from a Halloween essay to a very generic Common App essay.
Well, exactly. Well, they're all the same in some way. Well, I was just like, I don't know. I think I talked about just like putting up decorations and doing things at school and blah 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 blah. To this day, okay, this is a good anecdote from high school. To this day, one of the best videos I've ever made is my campaign video for student government senior year of high school. And I don't want to say that I peaked because I that's sad, but it's still like I wish I could say more easily that like I've done something since then that is like infinitely better. I think I've had good things. Like I have some funny videos, but that is still like I'm like that's still pretty good.
Did you win whatever student government position you wanted? Okay,
yeah.
Good. Because it'd be really sad if you didn't, and you considered that your peak.
What'd you get? You became president?
It was president of student government.
Wow. Dude, why are you saying it as if it's like a fucking strain, dude? Dude, be proud of it. Like you're like, it's a president. No, it's not, dude. I was president. Like you should be like, like all over it. It's pretty great.
Thank you.
Yeah. Funny anecdote. Saad, you might remember this. our school had like house captains, and the captains were one year our principal decided there were people that were going to be voted in. So everyone got like a sheet with everyone's name on it, and you just had to pick like your top 10, and based on that, 4 house captains were chosen, and there were a bunch of kids who like went around saying, "Hey, vote for me," right? Because they wanted to be house captain. I did not want to be house captain. I didn't ask anyone to vote for me. I didn't vote for myself. I became one of the house captains. The election was obviously rigged, and I didn't even have a say in it. I was just handed that position. I was like, huh.
Because that very year, I feel like our school was very weird about it. They were like, the kids who study and the kids who give a little bit more in their academia should become house captains, even though they know nothing about fucking sports. I hadn't played football for 3 years when I became house captain. Like, I hadn't ran at all, and I was like running a sports team. That makes no fucking sense to me.
Were you destroyed by the power?
No, because he was up against me, so, you know, there wasn't much power to destroy him. If he hadn't run in, like, 3 years, I hadn't run in, like, 5. That's just how it was.
That's just how it was.
But, hey, I want to hear
randomly
more.
distributing government positions.
Yep,
Maybe
just
we
like our
try
country.
that.
Just like our country.
I mean, we're already at, like, a coin toss, pretty much, so it wouldn't make too big of a difference.
Yeah.
Unless Kanye ended up winning, that'd be...
Dude, Kanye, 2024 for sure. I don't give a fuck, bro. Like, that guy needs to win. Like,
he really does it.
Dude, he does, man.
So, it's really amazing I really have reached a point where, like, the amount of just, like, terrible information you receive every day, I'm just, like, my reaction is now, like...
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Like, I've, like, intentionally, I'm like, I do not have the emotional capacity to react to this as I normally would. Like, I'm just like,
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, because nothing is surprising anymore. The next thing you see is the fucking Rock running for president, and that guy might actually become president. I don't know, that guy's achieved so much in life.
Yeah, that guy's buff as hell. That's all that matters.
He deserves everything that he has achieved in life. that guy is like on another level.
But maybe not the presidency, but the things he does have, I know he's worked for them.
Yeah, it's
presidency, maybe not.
Yeah, it's like affordable healthcare would be nice, but also like I just want a president that's buff. You know?
That's buff as hell. Like you know, who can actually go toe to toe with another president in a fight.
Yeah, it's like no one is talking about this. You know, no one's talking about these issues.
Exactly.
The real problems. But okay, I do really want to ask, because I feel like there's a story here. You're currently taking a gap year, which that's a pretty big decision, like in my opinion. What made you do that? What have you been up to? How's that going?
Okay, so I don't know if you guys have heard, but there is this thing going around called the
COVID-19. COVID-19.
Yeah, good point.
That's a thing. That's not a thing here. How is it affecting? It's not a thing over here.
It is a thing over there, so don't downplay it.
It's sort of been this whole thing, and do I feel personally victimized by this pandemic? Maybe, and that it is happening to me and affecting my life. No, but that's a big reason why. That's really the only reason I took the year off.
Is it because you don't want to pay thousands of dollars for fucking Zoom classes? Is that one of the reasons? Because I'm sure that's one of them, and I wouldn't blame you.
No, what issue would I have with that? No, luckily, I'm on enough financial aid that it wouldn't be like insane. But I will say one, because I transferred, I only had 3 years at Columbia to begin with, and I really love Columbia, and I like school a lot. And also the switch to online learning in the spring, I was like, this is bad.
Atrocious. This is atrocious.
There's nothing good about this at all.
No way around it.
And I think a lot of my friends were like, I'm going to take the year off, I'm going to take the semester off. And then we got closer and closer to the deadline, and people were like, I just want to get it over with, I just want to graduate. And I was like, I don't. I was like, I'm not exactly racing to enter this job market right now.
Do you know what you want to do after you graduate? Do you have a clear set of paths and goals?
I think best case scenario is I would get like a steady job at like a comedy related thing, which would
Job
be, like,
at
late
SNL.
night.
Host of
Yeah,
SNL.
you know, just,
Let's
like,
go,
if
like a permanent
anyone-
host.
Perhaps one of your listeners has any leads.
Clay Davis, hit her up.
Clay, yeah, Clay, what's up, Clay? No, like, yeah, just working in any capacity, like, at like any entertainment company, and then like doing comedy at night and on the weekends. Like,
Do you know who you remind me of?
Writing.
Do you know who you remind me of? Like I don't know about personality wise, but definitely physically. Like it's just hit me right now. Whitney Cummings.
Whitney Cummings. I've never gotten that one before, actually. She's
also
a comedian, though.
She's
So
also
I'll
a comedian.
take it.
She's funny as shit, bro. Like, dude, like it's insane. She also has her own podcast. But like, yeah, the whole pink hair and shit. She also has
Does she have
hair
pink
these
hair?
days. She has pink hair right now.
Not in
and-
like
She
any of the
copied
first pictures on Google, but
And-
she probably had it at
and-
some point.
And you have some of those facial features, like that general face cut, that general face vibe, and everything. So
The general face vibe, got it, yeah.
Yeah.
The facial features of general face.
I don't know. Again, I can't pinpoint it, but yeah, you're giving me the Whitney Cummings vibe.
Okay, I'll take that as a compliment.
You
Thank
should. You should.
Thank
And on that note, guys, thank you so much for joining us, guys. My fucking battery is at 5%. Ooh, I was cutting it close. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. It's been a great having Venice Ohleyer on the show. Honestly, she's a gem. All her socials will be in the link down below if she has a public profile. If not, you won't see the links. Oh, she does. And guys, thank you so much, guys, for all your support. We are off for a long time. You might never see us again. Peace.
Oh,
Adios.
you will.
Goodbye.